Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. I've always opined in this channel that William Samuel Ruto, with his cronies, they are not going to develop this country. These people do not have a plan. They are clueless. And what it takes when it comes to the economy of the Republic of Kenya, no one seems to understand in this Kenya Kwanza government led by William Ruto Rigathi Gachagua. As news is just in, Raila Odinga is coming out to declare that next year, just about few days to 2024, this year of 2024 is going to be a battlefront when it comes to the high cost of living, as their last demonstration was about high cost of living, and during their dialogue at Bomas of Kenya, it seems like Raila Odinga and his team, they're not comfortable with the report that came from that team. Despite of Raila Odinga coming out to say that dialogue team report was a good start, but what was intended was not, of course, fulfilled. So for them, they are going to take a new course when it comes to the next year 2024. And this is how Raila Odinga came out saying.
Hawezi kusherehekea vizuri, manake mfuko umetoboka. Umetoboa mfuko yenu, sio? Lakini pamoja na haya mpaka tujimudu tu, sio? Sasa mimi nataka nyinyi muwe na Christmas mzuri na tuingie kwa mwaka mpya kwa njia mzuri. Mwaka mpya kutakuwa na maneno. Tutapiga firimbi, sio? Sio? Na mimi najua nyinyi mtatikia tu, sio?
Kwa hivyo muhula ambao inakuja mwaka ijayo tucheze mpira, tuendeshe Trans Nzoia, lakini baba na Eugene anatembea wakipiga filimbi.
But of course, this comes after immediately the dialogue report came in. You saw several individuals in Kenya, or rather in Azimio la Umoja One Kenya coalition, they were not happy with that dialogue. You saw the reaction of Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta. You saw the reaction of Martha Wangari Karua. You saw the reaction of Eugene Wamalwa, that this dialogue report was punitive and was not actually addressing what was purported to address. So for Raila Odinga and Kalonzo Musyoka, for their side, they seems like they were okay, but for them they came out saying that the dialogue report was imperfect. In other words, it was not complete because they came out not agreeing when it comes to the price of fuel and high cost of living. And other issues they came out agreeing was about the electoral injustices, when it comes to multipartyism, when it comes to devolution, and other several issues that Raila Odinga came out saying. But despite of that, immediately this dialogue report came in, you saw Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta making more effort to ensure that he's going to consolidate the team, because Uhuru Kenyatta is still the chairperson of Azimio. He has not come out to retire. Just the other week, Uhuru Kenyatta and Raila Odinga met different party leaders affiliated to Azimio la Umoja One Kenya coalition in Kiambu County. When they met, we were told the main cause of that meeting was Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta to seriously convince Raila Amolo Odinga's ODM and Kalonzo Musyoka's Wiper Party to ensure they're going to totality reject the dialogue report in the next general election, not rather in the next general election, but in the next year parliamentary or parliament session. As these members of parliament, they are in holiday and they're going to resume the debate or rather the sittings in February, Uhuru Kenyatta came out convincing Raila Odinga's ODM party and Wiper party to come out and reject this because this report is going to be presented before the House. Now, when this is something that is happening, one thing that I believe, if 2024 is going to be a battlefront in between the Azimio and Kenya Kwanza government, then one thing that I have realized that this Kenya Kwanza government, they must be forced to exit the government. But again, if they must be forced, there are several criteria in the law that must be followed so that William Ruto can be removed from the office. But again, he can't be removed, number one, in the next general election. And this will depend on how Kenyans are going to respond to this election. And if any case, Kenyans will come out to say no to William Ruto, itabidi huyu jamaa aende nyumbani. But William Ruto will not go nowhere, or rather he will not go anywhere, if truly the team Azimio la Umoja will not be having a very candid discussion and criteria, strategic plans to ensure that their course is to ensure William Ruto is going to exit the government. But it is not going to be easy if they're still going to make several small and mega blunders, left, right, center. So one thing that I believe, if Raila Odinga wants to ensure that they're going to storm the street, let them come in a way of referendum. And because I know Raila Odinga is so wise, he is so wise, he has been there in the politics for a long period of time. And he understands the game plan on the ground. So for him, I know and I believe, whatever is going to come in the next year plan of the Azimio la Umoja One Kenya coalition, they're going to ensure that there is a referendum that is going to come in the next year plan. And this plan of referendum, that is what William Ruto is terrified about. And because William Ruto understands the littleness and the kind of repercussions and consequences of this so-called referendum, that is why his close cronies, they always come out to say that we will not accept any kind of referendum. What we are going to accept is that let us have referendum at the same time we are going to have general election. Why? Because they believe at this time they're going to have referendum, then they're going to lose their popularity. And their popularity might not come to be live after the referendum. Because when you look at the first referendum that happened, when this 2010 constitution was being made, remember that William Ruto came out rejecting this constitution of 2010. So when he came out losing, where the team of Raila Odinga Mwai Kibaki won the referendum, William Ruto learned the kind of repercussions. So for him, as the president, he understands the reason why the Raila Odinga's team should not come out with a referendum. But again, at the same time, what I'm seeing possible is that these people are going to bring up the referendum. Because there's something that Raila Odinga said. Immediately, the report came in. Raila Odinga said, despite of the report is imperfect, they were going to start understanding what was going to be the next course. And the next course was then to come out and ensure they're going to have referendum. A referendum mainly was going to ensure that the offices that were being proposed is going to be tabled before Kenyans. And Kenyans to come out and decide whether they should come out and accept the office of the opposition leader or the office of the prime cabinet minister. Which for me, I've realized that this is something that is being rejected by Kenya Kwanza government. But at the same time, William Ruto is unable to lower the high cost of living. The price of oil, hata kama umereduce kidogo. I know one thing, that Kenyans are angry and they don't want anything that comes from William Ruto. And when I'm saying this, some people think like we are exaggerating. If today we will conduct election, you will understand what we are saying. Today, let us just declare even tomorrow we are going to election. You will see people will arise against William Samoei Ruto. So what we are waiting is that Raila Odinga to shake Ruto's government again in 2024. As Kenyans, some are coming out to reject the maandamano, and some are coming out to say, yes, let's bring again the maandamano through this process of referendum. Ladies and gentlemen, what do you think?